Alright, today we're going to take a look at Sketchup. So if you notice, Sketchup is on our desktop. If you can't find it, you can also go into Start Programs, and Sketchup 2014 is in there. Okay, either way you get into it is fine. Once you get into here, the first thing we want to do is we want to choose a template. Okay, so we click on Choose Template, and really it goes into a bunch of different, if we wanted to measure in millimeters or meters or just straight feet, we're going to go feet and inches. And it says this is a general user modeling template with basic styling and simple colors. Well, that's what we're going to do. Okay, so we click on that and we click Start Using SketchUp. And you'll see it comes in, and this is kind of what SketchUp looks like. What I want you to do is we've got basically a basic set of tools up here. I want to adjust our toolbar. So what I want you to do is click on View and Toolbars, and then I want you to go down and click on Large Tool Set and Measurements. You'll see Measurements will be down here. Okay. So I click Close, and you'll see I have a toolbar here, and I have my measurements down here. Now these are all the tools, that we will be becoming, more familiar with. Okay. First thing I want to talk about is how do we move in here. Okay. Well, I can click on this tool called Orbit, and if I left click, it allows me to move. I can also just press down on my mouse wheel, and it also allows me to orbit. Okay, this allows me to basically move my screen, and if you look, if I basically hover over any of them, this allows me to pan. Okay, now if I want to do both at the same time, okay, let's say I'm orbiting, okay, but I need to pan at the same time. If I hold down Shift, okay, I can basically pan, and then I can get back to my orbit tool. Okay, so I can pan just by holding Shift. Okay, so we have this default female in there. I want you to leave her in there, and I want you to leave her in there for one reason, and that's for reference. Okay, what I've found in the past is if kiddos take her out, sometimes you can get out of scale. Okay, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. What I want you to do is I want you to click up on our shapes, and this will, it's the shape of a rectangle. So when I click on it, okay, if I click down at our origin, this is kind of where all of our different lines come together. If I click here, just single click and let go, it allows me to pull out the shape that I want. You'll also notice down in the left hand corner that it shows the dimensions. So right now I'm at 29 feet 9 and 15/16 inches by 12 feet 5 and 3/8 inches. If I click there, it will create that shape. Okay. So I want you just to create, a smaller rectangle. Okay. After we create that rectangle, I want you to click, and this is a big tool that we use called the push-pull tool. So if I just bring that tool down, you'll see how that changes. Okay, see how the texture changes? Well, that means that this part's highlighted. So if I click and just single click and pull up, you'll see that right now I'm at, almost 10 feet, a little over 10 feet. Okay, so I'm orbiting now. And what we're going to do is we're just going to, create, a simple house structure. Okay. So my pencil tool allows me to draw lines. Okay. What I want you to do is we're going to draw a roof. Okay. So what we're going to do is I put this on the line, and watch how it goes. It goes from red to blue, and that lets me know I'm right in the middle. I'm in the middle between here and here. Okay. So we're going to put it down. I'm going to single click again, and I'm going to go straight across. And you'll see you can make sure that you're at the midpoint, because again it will kind of snap to that light blue color. Okay, so I click and it just makes a line. Okay, right now if I wanted to, I could pull up, I could push down. If I want to bring it back, here's the cool thing. If I wanted to make sure that this is the exact point as this side, you can see that I can bring this up and over and click, and click, and now it's at the exact same level. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a little roof. So I want you to go to the select tool and I want you to click on the line, okay, which makes it that dark blue color. I'm going to orbit down so I'm looking at it basically, like I'm looking straight at it. And then this is our move tool. So with the move tool, I'm going to come down and I'm just going to lift this straight up, and you'll see that it forms a roof line. Okay, pretty cool. From there, why don't we're going to put on a little front door here. Okay, so with the door, I'm going to create my rectangle tool again, and I'm going to make just a rectangle here. Okay, so from there I have a door. Now here's what we want. We want some steps leading up to this door. Okay, so I am going to take my pencil tool. I'm going to zoom in a little bit just by rolling my mouse, and I'm just going to make some straight lines. Okay, some straight lines, and maybe I'll make one more. Now the cool thing is when if you look here, this is one shape, this is one shape, this is one shape, this is one shape. You can tell that these are connected shapes because of how this is selected. So from here I can create some steps. So I'm going to go back to my select tool and I'm going to just pull this out a little bit. Pull this out a little bit. No, like this one a little bit more. Okay. Now from here I've got a nice set of steps. Okay. I want to make just a little border around this house, so I'm going to click here, and this is called the offset tool. Okay, with the offset tool, if I single click, it's going to allow me to basically draw a border. So what I'm going to do is I want to create, some dimension to this. So if I create a border here, I'm going to make sure that this came out right just by clicking here. You can see that I can pull this area out just a little bit. Probably too much right there. So we'll just bring it out a little bit. Just create some dimension. Looks like we have some trim there. If you wanted to create a little doorknob, okay, you take your circle tool, you single click again, and then we can just leave it basically like that. Okay, I'm gonna create some windows here, so I'm gonna do a rectangular window. And again, I'm gonna do the offset tool again, which, excuse me, is right here. And I'm going to go outside that line just a little bit. Okay, so you see I have a window that I like right here. Here's what we can do. I have a window that I like, but I want a window exactly like that on the other side. I'm going to take my pointer tool and I'm going to select this right here. See how it's all selected? So I'll do that again for you. I basically just drew a box. I'm going to go up to Edit, Copy, and then Edit, Paste. And you'll see I have an exact copy. Oops. I have an exact copy right here. So I'm going to take my move tool. Whoa. I'm going to go to Edit, Undo. I'm going to undo that paste first. I want to get a little better view from the side. So if I look here, I'm going to put a window. Okay, straight off from this door. So, and I think looking at it now, I'm going to pull this out just a little bit. Okay. So here's what we have. We have just a plain looking house here. Maybe on the other side here, I'm gonna put circular window in. Okay. And I'm gonna put another. I'm going to copy that one. Copy and paste. So I have the exact size again. And then what I'm going to do is that's funny that I'm going to delete that one. So anytime you have something selected, if you want to delete it, you just hit the delete key. Okay. So from here, we're going to add a little color and texture to this. Okay. So my paint bucket allows me to color things. Okay. So if I pull down on this menu, it gives me all these different options here. Well, my roofing, let's say I want roofing here. Okay. I can put a roof in. Okay. Gives you that roofing material, which makes your house look a lot more realistic. I'm going to go down to translucent. Translucent would be a glass, and you can see that you can see that by not, oh, I did it again. I'm going to select this first. Oh boy, issues on that one, so we're not going to do that one. That one would be fine. Okay, so you can see sometimes even with this, we have issues. You can see that somehow through the copy and paste of this, this isn't seeing it as a full shape now. So I'm going to delete this one, and I'm going to actually make a copy of this one. I'm going to paste this one over. Okay, and you can see it actually pastes it in with the window. I probably should have done that. So now we can just add some color. Well, let's add some color in. So we have a whole bunch of things. I'm just going to go to color named. Give it a second. I don't think I want a pink house. Why don't we go, what color is that? Probably not the color I was looking for. Let's go a little bit, maybe something like that. A little darker. Maybe I'll do right around the window frames. Not gonna do that one. So you see there's times where you might have some issues, but that's okay. It's just part of the process. So we'll come and we'll do the rest of the house here. And you can kind of see that adding some color here really adds to the dimension of your house. Let's do a bright door, like a bright red and or orangish red. And go black with the doorknob. Cool thing about this is you can actually, where do we have stone? So maybe I want to add some stone in here. And you can see, changes your house a lot. And that's what we got for our first house. Nice, simple, easy little tutorial.